Your face is frozen.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah, that'll happen.
On the soft hands, you know what's funny is my hands are kind of soft most of the place, like the palms, but I've got calluses from ye old lifting of heavy things.
Yeah.
So it's like soft. It's like it ambushes you, right? Where it's going and it's like, ooh, soft, ooh, no, scratchy, ooh, no, soft, ooh, scratchy.
Yeah. Part of my martial arts instruction was that I had to keep my hands soft because that defeated the purpose of having like a gentle fighting style if I had coarse, rough, like horrible hands.
I don't know why it crashed. I thought I fixed that.
Technology rules.
Yeah. I hate.
Never does anything bad.
I hate.
Yeah.
I hate. So today is the D&D Direct. It's gonna start in like 8 minutes. It seems like it's one of those like more of the quote unquote corporate ones, meaning it's very like let's talk about D&D Honor Among Thieves, Baldur's Gate 3, probably new another video game, I assume, right? I don't know if they're still pushing Neverwinter MMO, which I hear is bad, and things of that nature. But and I also it sounds like they are showcasing the virtual tabletop, which is the main reason why I wanted to stream over it. So to see like stuff, and normally if it's just like the other stuff, it'd be fun for us to do. We should probably do more of these, but that's the thing that really wanted me to get into it. And I think they're going to like talk about one D&D, but the thing is only 30 minutes long. So
I mean, that's more and more you're coming out of like presentations need to be just shorter and shorter. It's just like it's just they have to be under 30 minutes.
yeah. But it's like if they're going through one D&D, I almost expected. Well, there is going to be a post show, but the post show I bet is just going to be like other content creators being like, "Wow, I can't wait to play Artificer in Baldur's Gate 3 or shit like that," which is fine. But because no shade, obviously.
It would be awesome. The post show should be. I mean, the post show should be hosted by Post Malone. The post show, and because Post Malone is when they did the big Magic the Gathering fan. So,
okay,
Post Malone's a Magic the Gathering fan.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I saw him on a stream playing D&D, and I think the stream, the people that were like hosting it weren't that big. I think they have connections.
Incredible,
but you know.
Because Post Malone definitely is a Pokemon fan. That's why he is in that. He did a Pokemon concert, which is
that's right.
It's still.
If I crash again, I'm sorry. I will check. I mean, I don't know what else to do.
We'll just save all the good jokes.
Like, everyone shut up. Everyone shut the fuck up. Yeah, thanks everyone for coming out. I hope people are excited about this. I'm wondering how bad one D&D is going to be. Like, there's certain things that I want, like, for I do want 5th edition revised. I do want that. But I am nervous that the rumors are true and that every choice they're making is so that it works smoothly and can be coded easily for the virtual tabletop. What does the panel think? Let's go around the horn.
I think I agree because some of them are very dumb choices that I can only imagine are because they're trying to make it easier to code. But my personal thing is look at the modding community. They can in any game put dicks.
Yes.
There are people who can code whatever you want into this thing.
Yes.
Why aren't you tapping into this resource? Pay these people and they will put it in your game.
Yeah. Pat, how about you? Yeah. Do you have the floor response?
Sorry, I was thinking about dicks in the VTT now.
No, man, there's an infinite discussion about that, I think.
There's like nothing of like a dick dungeon adventure.
Well, yeah, you're saying that like sometimes when you DM for people you don't know, they can be horny at each other. And
Yeah.
when you
I was
play with
expecting my-
friends,
Yeah.
we love safety tools. Don't get us wrong, and we love them more than anything. We need them. They're good. But when you play with your buddies that you've for years, you did your safety tools 13 years ago, so you'd be like, we're fucking, and we can laugh about that. But I should probably not say that in this though.
As an independent creator in this space, I'm just like really excited to see how the OGL evolves over time, and
yeah, because this
just
affects you
looking
more
forward-
than Josh and I, of course.
Just looking forward to eventually when we have to, every publication comes with, we have to submit a vial of blood.
Chaz Badum
to
brings up a
WotC.
good point. Hasbro doesn't want to pay people though, and I think that's a good point. Chaz Badum is the this is a Hasbro stream in my opinion versus a Wizards stream. Because it's a little slick. I mean, obviously, Pat's personal friend Iffy is on, but
We're so close.
yeah. You gave me his email once. He did not respond. He hates Josh, apparently, because I'm like, hey, do you want to talk about Naruto? He either hates me, he hates you, he hates Jesse, he hates Kim, or Naruto, I guess. Or he's very busy and doesn't want to guest on an anime podcast, which I don't blame him. So yeah, I definitely think that like the virtual tabletop, they want to make money from it, and I don't know what that's going to look like. So I'm very curious because DM's Guild seems to be such a good thing for them, and the kind of explanation I saw was like writing adventures is hard. You need people to write all this shit so that you don't water down your brand, but let other creators get in there and make cool stuff. So all the OGL stuff kind of flew in the face of that. And, it was sometimes hard to explain to people why it was a big deal. Because you kind of have to be in the weeds. Because, like, even from where I was sitting, it's like, this doesn't seem that big of a deal. But I also realized that I'm ignorant on a lot of things. This just feels like business boilerplate. But it apparently flew in the face of 2 decades of thought. So I think that's the biggest thing is like how is this virtual tabletop going to land in a way that is plug and play that is going to work? Now, the issue, like we said, to kind of round back a little bit is, that's going to affect one D&D. They're not separate products is the problem.
Right.
Their problem is they focus. WotC at this point, their strength is not in content creation.
No, their adventures are bad. Look at our streams. I'm always complaining about them.
Yeah, we make them cool.
I'm not going to run another one of their books again. They're so hard.
I like that was the original impetus too. We're like, we're going to do the official book, and that'll be kind of our thing. Is where I was playing, and then we did like. Avernus like, okay, and then we did Frostmourne, and we're like, okay. We're like,
Avernus was like very to the book, and then Ryan was like, it's mostly to the book, but but I guess like looking online too, real quick to interrupt you. Apparently, that's just what like people at home do is they get the book and they completely change it. I'm just not used to that.
Just use it as like a jumping off point.
Exactly.
I mean, that's how I write a lot of stuff though. Is like I think of it as like I'm giving you this toolbox GM, and to giving I try to write things where it's like you can do very little work and have little effort and you still have what you need, or I try to write so it's like give you the free. I mean, that's the thing with WotC. If they should focus on giving tools to creative minds to then take and run wild with it, and then like you're exponential, right? If you just are giving like be the keeper of the tools that allow people to make these things, but let them actually make the things.
And that's why like I'm upset that the adventures are Baldur's Gate, Helltown, 10 Towns, Ice Town, Waterdeep. Waterdeep kind of ruled, though. I will say that. Any final? We're getting live in 5 seconds. Not really enough time for final thoughts. But
which one of us is Joel? What's a Mystery 3000?
From
Mr. Science.
Can you and let me know how the mix is between us, the D&D Direct.
Oh shit! Maybe they'll show more of the movie.
I'm gonna see it on Friday.
Everybody to D&D Direct.
I see it on Saturday.
We're so excited to be here with you today and to bring the most anticipated announcements from the world of Dungeons and Dragons.
And to prove it, we're going to dive right into the adventure with this truly stunning surprise. Check this out.
We got captions up in this bitch. What's up?
Oh, Tim, you're doing that?
Yeah.
I thought that was that.
Minecraft. Let's go. go!
through
Let's
Minecraft.
go! Let's go! Let's go! Minecraft! Let's go!
Oh my God.
Let's go around the horn. Let's get a let's go. This is kind of cool, actually. Displace our
Minecraft
beast.
just being in German. What the hell?
Let's go. Let's go. That's kind of, I don't know. There ain't nothing more corporate than doing a Minecraft pack, but this looks cool. Jesus Christ, that's so scary.
Oh my God, that's the most like, that's like the least Minecraft thing I've ever seen.
There are many dangers when you adventure.
All right. Sure.
What a way to kick off our show!
I can't believe Minecraft and Dungeons and Dragons are teaming up.
I know! Minecraft fans and their friends.
You guys think
now
this is
get to
live?
battle
It's
all the
not.
classic monsters from D&D. What an amazing way to unite these two worlds. And for our D&D fans,
Can
we
you
have
turn
little
up
something
their
extra
volume,
to
meaning
commemorate your new Minecraft adventure.
Josh
You can
or
download
the
special
stream?
Minecraft Monsters Compendium at Minecraft.net and on D&D Beyond at no cost. It features some of your favorite Minecraft mods for you to add to your games.
We're going to reveal all the new and exciting things coming to Dungeons and Dragons this year.
From the star-studded D&D movie coming out this spring to riveting reveals in the realms of digital, print,
This
collectibles,
spring?
and
Don't
more.
you mean like 2
You can
days?
track what's coming up next right here on
Oh,
the
look,
screen.
what's up?
So you'll be sure
World
to
of
catch
Dritz?
your favorite announcements.
And of course,
Oh, yeah, I know
we'll
that
have
guy.
us with you every step of the way. I'm your host, Gina Darling, and next to me is a strapping young man.
I'm Iffy Whityway. We've been a part of this community for a long time, and we know there are millions of fans out there who can't wait for
He's
all
a
this
great
new
follow on
content.
Twitter. He's
We're
really
here
funny.
to tell you everything you need to know about what's going on in the world of D&D.
All right, let's keep the momentum going with the stars of the upcoming Paramount picture, Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves.
This
right here.
coming up thing makes no sense. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit here because it's the movie, and
What is that?
like a ton of people have already seen it.
Yeah.
I hear it's good. I hear it's fun. You know?
The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, forget
I gotta
that.
support Justice Smith. So, you know. That's my representation in movies.
We're facing the greatest evil the world has ever known.
But they're like just stealing the story from Gapcast. Like, we're the first person that's ever done
What's
what
trying
they're
to kill
talking
us
about.
this time?
True.
Pretty much everything.
Who's that? Oh.
The magic is on a whole other level.
We're outmatched. How are we gonna defeat them?
I know what to do. I can ask corpses 5 questions and then they go back to being dead.
I saw this scene.
Maybe I'm not saying it right.
Yuck.
Wonderful. Were you killed in battle? Yes. Great. 4 more questions, right? Yes. No. That wasn't for you. Did that count as a question? Yes. Damn it. Only answer when I talk to you. Okay? Yes.
Why did you say okay at the end of that?
I didn't.
I'm laughing.
Reg is still hands up.
I mean, that was like a couple minutes for the movie that comes
Oh,
out
I can't
this week.
wait.
I've already got my
Right, I'm like, the movie coming soon. You mean
Reminds me.
and it's like doing really well. I think
What are you doing? We're hosting a show right now, dude.
reviews wise.
Well, after seeing the trailer, I wanted to make a bard like Chris Pine's character, so I went to playdnd.com and found one of these pre-made character sheets.
No, if you-
Then I filled out some stuff and made up a name, and ta-da, character created.
Hey. Sorry. What if he's trying to say is, if you want to play D&D with your friends, you can start by going to playdnd.com and create a character of your own, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm already done. We can play later.
Yeah. And that's not all. Check out this song
A
and
little-
dance on how to teach your friends about
a
D&D.
little D&D too.
Take it away, Joe Cat.
this is gonna hurt me?
I'm not looking
So what do you say?
forward to this.
Interested?
Oh,
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll get
Okay.
back to you. Oh, okay. Well, no worries. We can talk about it
Usually
later.
this animation style is not safe for work. For
Trog-
what I'm
that was
used to.
Trogdor.
Look at the Trogdor.
So you want to game with your friends? But they are all new and have trouble playing pretend.
That's a cat boy.
So
Yeah, it was those ears.
the right cards just to play.
Do I know you?
But luckily, hope is not lost. Despite how it seems, there is very little cost.
Oh.
In fact, it's quite painless, in some ways even brainless. And so I will teach you today.
I don't know what a Joe Cat is, but I guess that's Joe
First,
Cat.
You get your friends together, and yes, you have them. Pique
Link?
their interest, and then you grab them. Show
Hatsune
them live
Miku.
plays or fun short clips, or even the D&D movie. Then set a time to start playing weekly. Make some characters that uniquely fit their fantasy, or dumb memes, or something completely left field but groovy. Tell them it's their chance to star in their own series, where they can do anything, save the
It is Link.
world or be the villain. Use an imagination, you can even smooch a king.
This all sounds fun and everything, but I have a few concerns.
Matthew Mercer
Like?
poster.
I can't voice actors sing good songs.
Embrace the bad, it's fun as heck.
I'm scared I might get rules all wrong.
Just make some up, or you can check.
But who will be the dungeon master?
Yeah.
Who knows the most, or the bravest friend?
But what if it all ends in disaster?
Learn from mistakes and try again! Grab pen and paper and starting rule set, and that's all you will need to start that game of D&D with your friends.
Can I add cars
The
and
commitment to the
monster
tiefling being the hot one is very
Yeah.
Sci-fi, any setting can take its place by
I would like to know more.
Right. Who's she?
I also feel like people are like, goblins are hot now.
Yes.
How it ends. Print some sheets and grab some dice, then go and grab your friends.
You know what? I actually do want to give it a try.
Yeah!
Cute.
Now, it's no secret that
cute.
the
That was
D&D
way
movie
less
is going
cringe.
to introduce the game we all love to millions of new potential fans.
We want to welcome all these new adventurers, no matter how they want to play.
And your friendly local game stores around the world will join in on the D&D celebration with an introduction to D&D games from April 6th to April 9th.
Let's give every new adventurer an enthusiastic welcome to D&D together.
And here is another great way to make that movie experience come to life with Hasbro's March Monster Madness. Please, please, I'm begging you, please have the owlbear. I would sell my sibling for an owlbear.
No, they're gonna have an owl bear.
Hi,
Sorry.
my name is Emily.
Oh, dude,
I
boom.
just-
Hey, Emily, what's up?
and
Give me
I
that
am
shit.
the brand manager for
Whoa.
Dungeons & Dragons toys over at Hasbro. We have been working on a lot of awesome D&D toys this year to celebrate
Toys?
the upcoming theatrical release, Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, and D&D lore in general. Some of my favorite toys that we're making include our Golden Archive collection, which are our 6-inch scale figures that have premium deco, they're highly articulated, they're so much fun to play with. We have our Cartoon Classics assortment
Oh, that's neat.
that celebrate the
Yeah, the
40th
club
anniversary
toys.
of the 1980s cartoon, and our Dicelings,
Diceling
which
is
are the first
Bakugan.
ever D20s that convert into your favorite D&D monsters.
That's a little too scary
Today,
for me.
I am so excited to get to show to you,
Pat,
for
do you have the
very
right
first
microphone
time,
selected?
3 of our upcoming Golden Archive monster releases. So we have our new Golden Archive Xanathar, our lore-inspired Owlbear,
I did
and then
not.
our Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves
Boom, there we go.
Displacer Beast.
So,
all of these are
if these
absolutely
things aren't
fantastic figures
$10,000,
we're definitely going to want to add to your collection.
I'm into it.
If you'd like to learn more about these figures, please plan on heading over to the Hasbro Pulse YouTube page tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific
I like how
Time
they're leaning
for a
in
fan stream. Pre-orders for
to,
these 3 figures
like,
open
their
tomorrow
trademark
afternoon
monsters
at
there,
1
like,
p.m.
all those
Eastern,
three monsters
10
are monsters.
a.m. Pacific
I-
Time. Xanathar and the Displacer Beast are going to be Hasbro Pulse exclusives, and then our Owlbear is going to be a GameStop exclusive with limited quantities available on Pulse. So we hope to see you tomorrow
Yeah,
for the fan stream.
like
Thank
if
you
these
so much
were
for joining
Whiz
us,
Kids,
and enjoy the
they'd be
rest of D&D Direct.
$150.
They did it. The
But-
brown
True.
owlbear figure will be available at GameStop, and you can get the Xanathar and Displacer Beast from Hasbro Pulse. He's my favorite.
Well, check out these stunning secret layer cards from Magic the Gathering featuring characters from the D&D movie.
Is Secret Lair like the Goofy?
I have no idea.
He's so pretty.
Yeah, what is Secret Lair? Does anyone know?
Does it?
Because that symbol is promo.
Beautiful. And look, The regular cards and premium foil cards are on sale today at MagicSecretLair.com.
There
Cards that
are
already
so
exist,
many
flavored
ways
to be
to
like,
engage right
okay.
now with Dungeons and Dragons. We've seen pathways today through film, collectible cards, and figures, but there's nothing as fascinating as a gripping story.
And one of the best ways to immerse yourself in the Forgotten Realms is through the mind of author R.A. Salvatore.
Let's go.
R.A. Salvatore is a New York Times bestselling
So yeah,
author,
this is
father
we
of
knew
the
this was going to be
legendary
the brand
character Drizzt
thing,
Do'Urden,
but
and creator of
this
the
is
epic
still a little
series
surprising.
detailing Drizzt's adventures through the Forgotten
How little
Realms.
it's about
You know,
D&D.
Drizzt has
The
been
game.
thrilling fans as a noble ranger with impressive swordsmanship.
They
and
haven't even said
compelling
that in-
conflicted
Let us take you through our 8 new
35
revenue
years.
streams.
And now, for the final book, Salvatore's latest series,
They're like,
The
we
Way
got to
of
put
Drow
the
Trilogy,
video at the
is
top so
coming
that
out
people know that this is actually
to tell
a
us
D&D
all
game.
about his latest book and also what that Neverwinter collaboration was like. Here's the fantasy writing goat himself, R.A. Salvatore.
Goat.
What do you call Mark?
It means
I
goat.
wasn't planning to be an author. I was a math science major.
That's not Stevie Nicks.
In college. I was going to be a technical writer maybe after I kind of switched over because after I read Tolkien,
Nick
I
Bristow
wanted
got
to
me
be a
one of his
writer.
books
Or at
signed
least I
because he
wanted
went to a party
I
at PAX.
I ran out of fantasy books to
that
read.
we
so
didn't
I
go
wrote my
to.
own.
Ironically, we
started
were
writing.
playing D&D.
Drizzt wasn't even in the outline that I had to do when I was
And
doing
he got
the
to meet
audition to get the
R.A.
first book.
Salvatore.
And I got a phone call that
that's
said,
funny.
I'm late for this meeting. I have to get in.
But we
there."
were playing an early
and I
copy
need a
of
sidekick for Wolfgar. What's his name?
D&D.
And off the top of my head, I
edition.
said Drizzt Do'Urden of Daemon the Shesbaran on the
okay,
ninth house
okay.
of Menzo Baranzan. She said, "Can you spell it?" I said, "Not a chance." And that's how he was born. He was the classic, misunderstood, unappreciated hero. People don't get him. They judge him unfairly. He feels like people don't know who he is. They don't accept him. It's not the content of his character for him. Who doesn't
same.
feel that way? He just resonates with people. Drizzt believes in personal agency. That's what these books are all about, is personal, individual agency.
He needs facial hair.
You are responsible
Not this
for
guy,
who you are.
The Drizzt
It's
needs
not
a little bit of facial hair.
hereditary. It's your responsibility.
R.A. Salvatore's
One of the
like,
things
I'm
I've said
solving
about these
racism,
books
and
from
I
the
love
very
that for him.
beginning
Hell yeah.
is that they're how I make sense of the world. I take these
Yeah, here's a good
characters and I
guy.
put pressure on them. I ask for answers to the questions I have about the world I live in. And that's what these books have done for me for 35 years. And Way of the Drow is like, it's come full circle. In the third book, Loth's Warrior, this is the fight.
So this is a whole new
Drizzt has come
series?
An awful long way. He is the catalyst for the war that's going to happen in Menzo Baranzan. He's a big player in this, whether he wants to be or not. And if he dies there, he's okay with it because he's following what he has to do, and he's completely accepted that.
The Loth's War is coming.
It's very
this
different
August.
to write for a video game.
So, yeah.
So has he already
I'm writing a
written, like,
novel.
2 or
I'm
something?
giving you people through whom you will see the world, right? You're going to walk down the road looking at the world through Drizzt's eyes. When I'm writing a video game, however, the most important character in a video game to a player is the one they're playing. Neverwinter. The work they're doing always astounds me.
I hear they broke the fuck
fact
out of that
they're
game.
piggybacking on stuff I did makes me feel very, very good. And what they really want us to do is come in and help them write something that's not in the books that would make sense alongside the books. So it becomes a true collaboration. When I started this journey, I thought it was going to be like a lark. I wanted to get my name on a book. When somebody writes to you and they say that something you've done has had a positive change in their life, it reminds you what a privilege it is
Sorry not to plug,
be
but we're
able
doing
to
that
be
with
let
Black Ballad.
into someone
We're commissioning
else's
some
life
novels in
through
the
your
setting.
work.
Oh, yeah?
Because, they're bringing it.
I know an author if you
I
want
get
to
letters from
reach
people
out.
saying these
His name is
guys
Pat.
became my friends.
His name is Pat.
His name's Pat.
Or I get a letter from
I think I know
someone
who it
who's
is. That guy's a
really ill
fucking hack.
and says, I didn't think I could beat this.
He's so
but
nice, though.
I think it Drizzt and what
He's
he
really
went
pretty,
through.
too.
I can beat.
Yes, he's so fucking
I'm
pretty.
sitting at home one day and what shows up at my house but an American flag, along with a poster of a chopper flying over a fire base. in
Oh, I thought he was talking
Afghanistan.
about
And
One
it's signed
Piece.
by everybody on the crew and at the fire base at the time. And they were reading the Drizzt books. And they were saying, you're making us forget what we had to do today and not think about what we got to do
What we did
tomorrow.
today.
You don't expect correct. I mean, I'm trying to just
R.I.P.
make
to those
people- make
kids,
people
but
have,
Drizzt is
2
on
hours
it.
of fun, enjoyment, entertainment.
Hey.
But they take it and they make it more. And it's a real privilege. And it's humbling, it's inspiring, it's why I do what I do.
Halfway through.
Blood violence.
Blood violence. Yeah, I hear this game, like, sucks now.
Menzo
And it,
Baranzan is a prison.
been like obliterated with pay to win bullshit.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if they're
That-
gonna destroy the world and then rebuild it.
Someday, this place can be cast open.
Oh,
Its
Menzel
citizens
Baronzon
freed
is in
from
the
their
game.
captor.
Cool. Hey, I'm Dritz. Available now. Yo.
Gina and I both got to fly out to Washington and meet the developers on the D&D digital play space. We are so excited to share all the secrets we discovered, so check this
Virtual
out.
D&D adventure.
All right.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going?
This is amazing.
You guys ready to play some
Ginger.
D&D?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So we've got 4 really good
Look at that
characters
salt and
here.
paprika look like.
Is
Hey,
anyone
Daddy, what you
thinking
doing?
about anything specifically as you're looking at these?
I'm thinking Dorbin. I like his beard, and I want to be a bearded man today.
Nice. Nice. All right, so you can...
Are you having fun dragging him around?
Oh yeah, it's a blast.
I've actually had the sorcerer I've been wanting to play for forever. Is there a way I can just port it in?
Yeah, is it on D&D Beyond?
Yep.
Okay, sweet. There we go, all linked up and ready to go.
Whoa.
There's a lot of ways to play D&D online, and not all of them are hitting
So
the
we saw
big
some
3 things
footage
that we
of
think
this in the
were
past.
Important. Fun, convenience,
I wanted to talk
and
shit, but-
authenticity. Oh, hello, welcome to the inn. Have a seat. I'll get some refreshments. What would you have?
A nice grog would be nice. I'm really warm. I was standing real close to the fireplace. You have good wood. Your wood is good.
Get him a warm
Everyone
beer.
hears scratching noises in the walls. Barton's like, damn rats! And he kicks the wall.
I'd like to roll perception to see if I can figure out where the sound is coming from.
Yeah, so you want to go to the walls and kind of look
I
around.
think they're gonna
Fire
sell
breaks
you.
out. The whole inn shudders a little bit.
Dorbin, do the rats you encounter normally
The outfits,
move
right?
buildings?
Not anyone that I've seen.
There might be more to this than rats.
What I want to do is connect all my friends and play with them. They're on their computers, they're on their phones, they're on their game
You know, I
consoles.
bet that guy's a
but
really
we're
good
all
credit score.
together playing through the same virtual tabletop.
Josh
So
is
that's
like
the
sweating.
dream right there.
A little bit. I mean,
Crashes down.
salt and paprika
Everybody
does
make a
something
dex
to me.
save.
Okay.
So that's under dexterity. It'll be the top up there. It'll be dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, solid 9.
So now you roll 2 dice.
You know what they should have done?
Oh,
Is
that's
had
so
like
cool.
a
Okay.
fourth party
Let's see how
member
cool it is
on like
after you
Zoom or
roll.
something like that.
We're in Unreal
Yes.
5, which is latest, greatest. But now we're actually testing with friends of people who work at Wizards and their families. It's got spells, it's got effects, it's got a lot more rules in it. So those sort of
She's
things
done it
are
like
what we've been
Fire
adding.
Emblem.
That's what I'm more
This
interested in. Is like, yeah, how's it? What's it gonna look like when you're logged
Alright,
in?
please work,
and doing
please
it
work. And I'm going to
virtually?
cast Control Flames
Nice.
to extinguish them.
We're just trying to like show you where the rules are, not being like, oh, once you get to the end of that, you can't move anymore, because that's not really D&D to us. It's like if your DM's okay with it and you want to do a flip and land on the table, then that's just how the game gets played. Yeah, go ahead. Just put yourself right up on top of the roof.
I have the high ground now.
The ground shakes, trembles, and an insect-like beast comes out with gnashing pincers.
It's kind of cool.
Oh,
But again, it's like they're looking at their screens, not at each other. So
We can have the DM be able to set the mood, set the lighting, what time
That
of
goes
day
into my
is
thing
it?
with
Is it
so
raining?
VTTs are cool.
You know, is there fire
I
embers falling
still
from the
prefer
sky? We just want to enable people
theater
to
of the
play
mind
way they want
with
to. Let's
frequent
go
visual
into
aids if you have
encounter
them,
mode
like
now,
illustration.
which means that we're all going
Especially
to
if you're
roll
doing it as
initiative.
a show, like people are gonna spend their time
The DM
listening to and
dice.
watching.
2 20s.
I think
Always
sometimes
happens. So he's
people
gonna
rely
turn
too much on the
around
VTT
and
and just say,
actually
"I go
acid
here." It's
spray
like,
Right.
the
describe it.
kobolds.
Like you put some
Yeah.
flavor in it, put some seasoning on
D&D is the
that
first mod
RP.
community.
Yeah.
Awesome
Right,
Lowry's.
like, we go all the way back. We're going to make our own content, but we want to make that content out of building
What are you
blocks
doing?
that everybody can break
are you
apart
doing?
and make their
So we're
own
trying to slick your
content
feet again?
from, because that remix is like
I mean, no, this
core
it
to
would
the
be cool,
DNA
but
of D&D.
I will use my long sword. Here
I
we
have
go.
plans and visions to do some cool shit with minis in the future.
Well, that got its attention.
Oh, no.
I do like that they are.
Pick this one up and run.
So
They
with
look like
these
minis. I
tools
think that's
that
cool.
You're going to hand to the
Yes.
players. Is there a way for the
Like,
community
I think
to share
this helps a little
assets?
bit in terms
The
of
strength
making
of it is
the
community. And
virtual
the community
tabletop aspect a
creating
little bit more
everything. And we
like
create stuff, and then
interactive
the community
and
tries
stuff.
to one-up
Yeah.
us, and then we try
Or
to
like
one-up the community.
purposes of like a stream
that's
or
a big
something.
part of it, and you know, having that sort of marketplace where you can just like
But
download
if I was like
people's
at
stuff
someone's house
and check it out, I
Yeah.
think that's like a
And it's like that's how they have to show it, right? It's all of them together, but I'm sure they have the data that is like, a fuck ton of people play online now.
Put everything in the
Right.
monster manual in it.
Yeah,
We want
playing
you
online
to
I think
be
is
able to, you know, play
a
the
much deeper
game
bit, and I
as
want to
it's
know
written.
how intense of a graphics card I need.
Yeah, because I find like virtual tabletops, especially ones that are like 3D, to be super distracting. And that's why I do like Roll20 is it's just 2D, so like we can still kind of put our brains on it. It's harder to imagine things.
VTT is
There's always like a
If it's
group of
too
people that
real
wanna
right
take
here. Like, how are you
that,
gonna build
know,
that?
5-hour
Like,
prep, and
you
there's
know,
people
like-
like me that just like give me an in.
They're talking in
some
chat. I am
characters,
also
and I'm
very
playing.
curious what the fuck this is going to cost and how much you actually get with whatever the entry level.
Yeah, man,
And
are they
then-
gonna do,
yeah,
like
this big bug guide? Am I going to have to spend another
Right.
$5 for that?
Like that
Or-
shiny shirt, do I have to pay like $2
Yeah.
to add shine to it? Do you like buy paint?
Next, we're just going to open it up
And-
Yeah.
slowly to more and more
Like,
people.
How much
so
are the spell
that
effects?
hopefully
Are they
a lot
cutting?
of people listening
I'm sure they're
will
cutting
be able to
WizKids
play it
out,
this
right?
year.
But like
I hope that you are so very
the
proud of this because
minis
I
look
was in
exactly
awe
like
of
the
you.
WizKids, so
you
there's
guys
going to
like
be
it.
some
Never
sort
know,
of
right?
overlap.
That's where I'm at with the developers. Like, I need the
But
feedback.
that's because the
Yeah.
WizKids looks like the play it test late 2023. Okay.
So cool.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's
whatever.
true. To get to see all
But
of
like
this
the
in its
WizKids
early
monsters look
stages
like the ones
was
from the
so
Monster
exciting.
Manual.
We'd like to go now to the WZD
So do
newsroom
theirs,
where they have the
so-
latest developments of a escape of a life-size mimic. Yeah, let's find out what's going on.
Monster Minis Unleashed.
Good
WizKids.
morning and welcome to WZK.
Is his name
News, where
actually
our top
Hank
story is
Presto?
the continued search for
No.
this
That's Hank Presto.
life-sized mimic, which recently escaped containment from the WizKids' top secret research facility.
That's Hank
it
Presto.
was last seen taking acting classes on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Is that a wig?
No.
I'm getting some breaking news. Just
Hat?
in, it seems there's been
I hate you because I
another
was like, is he wearing a hat?
From the WizKids
That's a-
containment
I thought
facility.
I
I'm being
think my
told
wig
that a
dar is going
baby
off.
owlbear
I don't know that the part is
The part is what's
but
throwing me
it's,
off.
it's around
deadly
here.
claws, razor sharp talons, and eyes that will melt your heart. Anyone who sights the baby owlbear is encouraged.
Right, but
not
these
to
things are like
approach it,
$200.
and definitely not to take it home, no matter how much
The baby owlbear?
they might be tempted.
Yeah,
From
I
everyone
think I saw
here
the
at
mimic. The
2020,
mimic was like 150
thanks for
bucks, right?
watching. I'm Hank
Oh yeah,
Presto.
yeah, it's gotta be. Listen, you gotta be the 1% to play D&D now.
Yeah.
I think Hank should have gone by Henry if his last name was Presto. You get that
Next
interior
up, we have Joe
alliteration, Henry
Manganiello
Presto.
here in the studio.
No.
He's the director and producer of the D&D documentary coming out next year, and he has a special update just for us about where they are in the making of.
Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm
it's
Joe
that guy.
Manganiello.
It's that guy.
Like many of you, Dungeons & Dragons has had a huge impact on me ever since I was a kid, growing
I
up
bet
spending
him.
summers on a small island off the coast of Maine.
I just be
and
thinking
then
about him in
throughout
True
the
Blood
rest of the
sometimes,
year
you know what
back
I'm saying?
home in Pittsburgh. It provided an incredible wellspring of form and creativity that sparked a lifelong love of storytelling that began
He was
galvanizing
not into
itself
taking a
through
picture
my
with us,
role
but
as a
he
dungeon
did it.
master,
He was
beginning
nice.
at the young age of
He wasn't-
9.
he wasn't feeling it.
Ultimately,
No,
was
he was
my
making
love
his
of
D&D
Dragonlance
character.
that opened the door for my
I think,
involvement
as they were
with the
like,
brand.
because it was at that
Working
D&D live
tirelessly to
event.
develop a live
So
Oh, yeah.
version of
we
the
got in
Dragonlance
early because we were
novels that
performing.
have never been
Is
far
he
from
still
my
rocking
thoughts
Archon?
throughout all these years
Yeah.
since I first read them. But I'm here today speaking to you because I'm also in the middle of directing and producing the
tired
official
after a while?
50-year
Baby.
history of Dungeons & Dragons
Some people just like their one and done,
Working
you know what I'm
alongside
saying?
leading Dungeons & Dragons scholar John
He was
Peterson,
funny in
his co-author
Mythic
of
Quest
several
this last
D&D
season.
books, Kyle Newman, and my brother
Anybody
and
watch that?
producing
No.
partner Nick. Being that we're standing on the precipice of the 50th anniversary of Dungeons & Dragons in 2024,
gonna be, like,
it was
shirtless
the
in it, though?
perfect
Like,
time
what's-
for this
What's up?
documentary to be made.
Yeah, it's just him interviewing
We're
someone with
also
his shirt
currently
off.
in production filming
Well, I know, like,
conversations
this is
with
not
a
to plug
host
pro
of
wrestling, but RJ
creators,
City used to do
directors,
content of
screenwriters, authors, showrunners,
him
rock stars,
interviewing people in his
politicians,
underwear.
talk show
So he'd be
hosts,
in like his
comedians,
little
professional
tidy
wrestlers,
whities and he'd be
studio
interviewing
executives,
wrestlers.
and visual artists who all came
and
from
they'd be drinking
completely
coffee and
different
stuff.
worlds,
He could do
but
that.
transformed their own lives, and as a result, the culture we live in. And I think it's important to say that we're not just documenting D&D's roller coaster of a history, but the incredible impact that it's had on the world and our culture up till now. So stay tuned, as we'll be bringing you more updates throughout the year as we get closer to the documentary's release date. That's right, in the Year of the Dragon, 2024. Thanks so much.
wig.
That documentary is going to be the perfect way to celebrate 50 years of Dungeons and Dragons.
This is like, here, let us interview
It's
Stephen
amazing
Colbert and
getting to
Vince
understand the
McMahon,
inspiration
or not Vince
behind
McMahon.
it, how
What's
it
his
has
name?
evolved, and the passion that still guides and empowers this legendary world.
Oliver?
You said Vince
Adventure
McMahon
and
now. That's all I can
fantasy.
that's all I'm thinking
The
is.
guy from Wedding Crashers.
Time to make the epic stories of
Vince
Dungeons
Vaughn?
and
Vince
Dragons
Vaughn.
I was like, it's Vince McMahon to me now. I don't
There's
know.
room in this adventure for everyone in whatever way you and your friends and family like to engage most.
Yep, the fun of sharing our imaginations and our individual passions with others is what
be
Dungeons
really
and
funny if they
Dragons
ended
is
with,
all
like,
about.
And
That is
lastly,
why
let's
it's been
talk about
such
the
a
OG.
pleasure
They
to
pull
be
Yeah.
the
here
camera around
to
backwards
share
like
and
Cat.
celebrate
All right,
Talk
kids.
about the OG.
Yeah, like all this shit is like, here's all
Again,
the
I thank you for
top
joining
level
us here
goodies
at
you can
D&D
buy.
Direct, but
And then
Stop,
like,
talk,
all
can we stop
right.
talking about it?
We
Like,
have one
let's just
more
go through
it
it.
happened. We fixed it.
The
We walked it
veritable
back.
boss battle
We
of
both
the
watched
whole
it.
show.
That's
We
right.
both went all
You're
that.
going to see
both
the
won.
seeds of storytelling that have been building over the past decade. You're also going
This
to
is what
hear
we
about what's
wanted.
coming next in the stories and
Low-key, I
adventures
wish they were petty
from
about it.
Dungeons
Ever
and
just like,
Dragons
okay,
Studio
y'all
in
won.
2024
Y'all
and
bitches.
beyond.
Here go your
Take it away,
fucking
Chris Perkins
OG.
and Jeremy Crawford.
5 minutes.
Hey there, everyone.
4 minutes for my boys
here.
here.
Talk about what we've
If
spent
that,
the
Jesus
past
Christ.
decade building and exploring together the
Okay, I'm gonna tell you
D&D
guys a secret.
multiverse.
Within these stories, we
I
visited fantastic
will
worlds,
forever
embarked
think these
in
are the
thrilling
same white men.
adventures, and come face to face with a few of the D&D
And
multiverse's
them
most
being
iconic
next to each other on the
characters
screen
and
did not
conflicts.
change that opinion.
No,
And
my
our
brain. I was like,
exploration of the
these are two.
multiverse in
This is
2024.
different.
Chris
They're
Perkins
parent
always
trapping
wears a
us?
hat.
Are they parent trapping us right now, Josh?
Together,
If you
we
had,
uncovered
if one of them was on
mysterious
screen and it
obsidian
had said Chris
obelisks
Perkins or
brimming
Jeremy
with
Crawford, I would have
incredible
believed no matter
We
what because
fought
I always
on
think they're the same
corrupt
dude.
prophets of elemental evil before
No
they
shade,
could
but I
obliterate
just
the
like.
forgotten realms.
We battled giants, bent on conquering the Sword Coast, and we bore witness to the terrifying return of Tiamat, the evil queen of dragons.
We also encountered some of D&D's most timeless figures. Iconic
It's just a recap
spellcasters
of
like
the previous books.
world-hopping
Yeah, this is the
wizard
marketing of
Morgan
it. Like, we
Kinnan,
knew
who
that, but we
confronted
kind of wanted
the
it to be a
Empire
little
Lord
less
Strahd.
than
And
what it was.
The Witch Queen
Yeah,
Tasha,
this is not what a direct
famous
is,
for her
D&D,
potent
yeah.
spells
Look
and
at
tomes
Nintendo.
Look at
of
Nintendo.
fiendish lore. Were they friend or foe? Well, that was for you to discover. So what's next? As always, the D&D multiverse just keeps on getting bigger.
We got rid of the racism,
In
D&D.
2023, we'll pick up where we left off and introduce
On D&D
some
on ground
new
at least, not
narrative
D&D in
threads.
space.
Let's start with keys from the Golden Vault.
Oh yeah, that's true. They did have like the.
Yeah, we were.
One of the
Oh, they got it. What if they
I'm
just
not gonna
gloss
say
over
what's in
Spelljammer? They just
Yeah.
pretend it
the
didn't
bleak
happen.
prison that features in the
Listen.
upcoming D&D movie Dungeons and Dragons.
Hadoozy,
Honor
they're
Among
different.
Thieves.
Or what if they doubled
We'll
down there? Like,
marvel
fuck
at
you.
Fuck you.
wondrous and
These are-
giant civilizations in the book Bigby presents Glory of the Giants.
Bigby presents Glory of the
Bigby,
Giants.
Another timeless figure from D&D's multiverse will expand on the origins of giants and their titanic struggles with each other as they vie for power.
After that, we'll further explore the mystery of the obelisks that have cropped up in so many of our adventures.
Yo.
Phandelver and Below, the Shattered Obelisk, marks our return to Phandalin, where a mysterious obelisk
Watson.
begins
Like,
to unleash
I was
monstrous
magically made like
danger
your content
beneath the
director
earth.
or something.
Next up
Or
is
creative director. We'll
Planescape,
talk after.
Adventures in the Multiverse.
Like how to do it.
In this book, we'll return to Sigil, a place where anything can happen. It's a city where everyone and everything is together, and as we know, that can lead to, well, disagreements. This realm of possibilities is full of wild and weird.
They just announced like
planes of
5
existence
books, and I have
for
no
you
idea
to
what
explore, and
just
sets
happened.
up our major adventure.
Yeah. Maybe
in
3 books.
2024.
I don't really know.
And we'll end this year with a closer
It's like
look
they
at a
picked the
magic
exact
item that has
same-
been
like
a
they both
delightful
picked
source
Phase
of
3.
chaos in D&D, the deck of many things. For the first time, we're delving into the multiverse-spanning story behind this bedlam-causing, campaign-rocking item.
Remember, the D&D multiverse is always expanding. Even with so many
They're like
new stories
just a
coming
couple
to
sliders
light,
away
there's
from one
still
another. This
so
is messed
much
up.
more to
How am I supposed to tell them apart?
And
I
so
hate
many
it.
more stories to tell. A major D&D villain will be making his long-awaited return in the not-too-distant future.
Who?
Dare we utter his name?
Those of you who've watched Stranger Things may know Vecna as an otherworldly monster. But this
Fucking
villain's true
Vecna
cosmic
again.
horror will be unleashed in 2024 with a world-hopping adventure that both celebrates our 50-year history and reveals
Sexy.
even deeper
Cindy, this is a
plots
skeleton.
from
This is
years to come.
bones.
Vecna's reign of terror is
Unrealistic
just
body
one
image
example of the
representation.
interconnected storytelling that can be found in D&D. Every new product is a chance for us to
Can't get
build
that
on
hourglass
earlier
figure.
work and plant new seeds for the
That
future.
Vito.
It's true.
Vecna is just the
Not
beginning.
fair. He doesn't have organs.
You're going to see so many more surprising connections emerge during the next 5 years.
For example, the Red Wizards, whose evil is on display in the D&D movie, will have their own epic story in 2025.
What the fuck?
Speaking
Oh,
of
they're
villains
fucking
and fans of the
they're
Dungeons and
marveling
Dragons
this shit,
cartoon
man.
will be pleased to hear
Yeah.
that
The way
Red
wizards are
Clad
always like,
Sorcerer
we're evil
Avenger,
skeletons
that
now.
show's main
Like,
antagonist.
find some
Yeah,
new wizards.
I'm just
in
really
a
bored with
D&D adventure.
that. It's a
And
tired
let's not forget
Yeah.
the League
visual
of
shortcut
Malevolence,
for like.
an
Well, I think the
assemblage
problem
of
is that
villains
wizards,
introduced in the wild beyond
like,
the Witchlight.
want to be
These
all
villains
different
seek
and
power
cool. They're
across
like,
the multiverse,
I'm a cool
and
wizard.
you will
I'm a
learn
magic
more about them
spellcaster. I'm
and
gonna
their
turn into a
members
skeleton now.
in
Yeah.
the years and
Like they
stories
don't
to
like they
come.
won't turn
There
to
are
something else.
so many
Like I want to be
future
a
secrets
unicorn.
and stories that we can't possibly cover them all here. We can't wait
Win
to
our
reveal
3
them to
minutes
you
of time
one
on
by
this
one.
D&D.
Thank you for supporting, sharing, and telling these incredible stories with us. D&D fans are truly the heart of this brand. What we write, you bring to life.
And the most exciting twists and turns in Dungeons and Dragons are still ahead. Here's to the next leg of the adventure.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
From all of us here at D&D Direct, thank you for adventuring with us for nearly 50 years.
Okay.
Here's to 50 more.
To 50 more. Goodbye, everyone.
Well,
Neat. That was cute.
that was cute. It was way more it was way more what we thought it was than even we thought it was.
Yeah.
unfortunately. Like,
We thought we were prepared going in.
Right, exactly.
Oh no, this is a training video. Damn.
oopsies. Yeah, no, dude, training video. That's such a great way to describe it. Like, welcome to the team. Uh-oh. Calm down. We're a family
Yeah.
here.
We're a family here, so don't sexually harass your.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to necessarily say I'm disappointed because that implies expecting something different, I think.
Yeah, that you were pointed going in.
But I am a little disappointed. Like, I cannot believe they just did, like, 3 minutes of book. And, you know, like, here's our Marvel timeline, right? Up into the end of 2025. Like, did they announce 5 books? Maybe. I don't really know. They just said shit so quickly.
Yeah.
It's just, it sucks that I'm not excited. The books is what I would like to be the most excited about. And
Yeah.
It sucks that I'm like, I don't.
But the thing is, like, this wasn't for us, which sucks, because, like, it could have been both, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think with the books, so they have, like, Faerun and they have these established continents and things, but, like, rather than try to, because they're everything they're gonna create is coming from a how come it's gonna be as broad as fuck, right? Like it's how can we capture as much as possible.
Yeah.
That can lend to a great or a good, like you can do that with a setting. If all you're doing is generating setting books, I think that's interesting. Just kind of if you're just kind of building out your world and being like, here's a new continent that rose from the ocean, and here's all this crazy shit. Go
There's pandas
play,
there.
build it. Yeah, and they're sentient and bipedal. It's for some reason it's called Pandera, but they don't speak our language, so it's like weird. But and then here, go play, have fun. And then you can do events where it's like the second age of this continent and some cataclysm befalls it. But it's like when they try to put a narrative in, it just becomes, but there's not much of a narrative. It's just kind of like,
Right.
There's this thing and this thing happens. There's this
Right,
thing,
because I
and
talk about Dritz so much, but, like, Dritz doesn't exist per se in the age that 5th edition takes place in, like whatever DR it is. I think he's like still a couple hundred years behind. I think, at least I think that's what I saw a little bit ago. I'm sure he pops up in a book because he's an elf, so he can live a long time. But
yeah, they'll probably make him a planeswalker or some shit.
Yeah.
Was it Tim? Are you the one that always says that like they should do like a settings book and then like the like martial books, the primal magic shit, and just have like when you want to introduce new like monsters, materials, feat spells, whatever, that should be boom, that thing.
Yeah,
and
so
then just
like
have the setting books over here.
Yeah, that's what I think. But like one of my thoughts was, is this new D&D, one D&D in the virtual tabletop shifting? Is the negative actually going to be closer to that, meaning they don't have to do this huge like ramp up and like special art and like all this 350 pages to like boom 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 millions of dollars of marketing and development. Instead, they can do little stuff and go back to the days when the game was good, 4th edition, we all agree, and make it like, okay, now we can have a book of feats. Now this is just a magic item compendium. This is like cool shit about Dragonborn and shit like that. So that's possible. That could happen based off the little bit that we do know, right? If they nickel and dime us,
right.
I'm really curious.
VTT, they want to probably sell us something in real life too, if it's not just a PDF.
I'm really curious how a la carte the VTT is going to be.
Yeah.
That sounds like, what they say, you can try it at the end of this year. So
that's just going to turn a lot of people off, I feel like, because it's like, if I'm the type, like, if I did the base and then I was like, oh, I get like, there's all this other stuff and it's going to triple my cost to get everything. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just not going to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in Fantasy Grounds, I'm in Alchemy, I'm in Roll20. Do I have to redo all that shit? Spooky Molder brings up another good point. They know D&D shines between level 5 and 12, and that's all they write for. The prime levels are intro adventures that level you every session until you're there. Yep. That's the thing. It's like, that kind of goes with what you're saying, right, Pat? It's like the broadening. I use the term least common denominator. Where why would they put their effort in levels 13, right, and up?
No. If anything, don't do a full quote unquote like campaign. Do again, focus on world building. I think if I was like, we're gonna focus on world building, creating really rich, enjoyable, unique environments for our legions of players to explore and have fun and build, because they're going to come up with some narratives that we could never do, because like they know it gets down to GMs and players that know each other and can work together and collaborate to build like truly special narrative moments. They're never going to create a narrative moment that is as special as anything we create together with our friends. So leave the narrative. If anything, if you want to create a very short intro campaign to get brand new people up and running, like level 1 to 3. Have if you're going to have a campaign and you want to start it in this new continent or this new island or this new region we've created, here's a little kickstart to get you going. And then go from there and have fun. And it should be more focused on, because then what happens is you just end up having like okay of both. You have okay world building. Okay narrative.
And they're using like old stuff, and this is like a very small example, but the Lost Mines of Phandelver Phandalin is the intro for like at least two different starting adventures, right? Lost Mines of Phandelver and Storm Dragon's Peak or something like that. You just look at the map and there's just shit on it, and that like doesn't make any sense. In a very small way, like there's, I remember because I was prepping to run the new Essentials kit, and then I played Lost Mines of Phandelver with some other people, and they just have a smithy on the on the map, and we're like, okay, so what's the deal with that smithy? And it's like, we have no idea, like it's not mentioned anywhere, and we kind of like hyper focused on that, because like if you point something out on the map, someone would probably like when we're doing Rime the Frost Maiden, every single spot that you should like has words has like a blurb about it. So like on the map, like it's so easy. That's the thing that also I talk about running published adventures, right? Like, does this town, outside of running a published adventure, the idea of figuring out what the smithy is super easy. But the fact is that map pointed out the smithy but doesn't ever mention it. So now you're like, wait, where is it? Is it later? Is it here? Am I going to get confused? Does the quest loop around? Do they have to like complete this quest and then the smithy opens and shit like that? And it's things like that that get really confusing when you have all this like legacy stuff. It is. It's a a strange thing there, and I'm really curious. Like, you know, they say that music thing they did is like, here's how you play the game. You just have fun, but like, Wizards wants to make money off selling these books. I do not know how to run these books. I think only like experienced DMs know how to run these books, or maybe it's possible that only brand new DMs, because they know how to break it apart and they don't think of it the same way I do. I have no idea, and I'm super curious. It might just be like my brain doesn't work for it, and I'm making a bigger deal about it than it is. But you know, I go on the subreddits for each of the adventures, and same type of stuff comes up. It's like, to sum it down, I could make up what the smithy is, but the book mentions smithy. What is the smithy? It's like you get lost in the sauce, so to speak.
Yeah.
Someone also pointed out in chat with the VTT, I think they're gonna have a lot of ticked off people if there's no, like, how is that gonna work? Is it gonna be all completely separate, right? If you bought books, if you bought source books or compendiums, do you get access to those assets in the VTT, or is it like, or is it a pack? And are they gonna grandfather in people like that have bought?
Right.
Like I've spent. You know,
So how does it work now when you buy a new book at your friendly local game store in D&D Beyond? Do they package codes in it? I forget.
I remember they said they were gonna. I could have sworn they said that they were gonna do something to address that. I don't know if they ever did, but I feel like they mentioned it, that they were doing it.
So like, if they don't include VTT stuff with D&D Beyond digital purchases, that will be bad.
That'd be so bad.
But like, I do feel like the physical book issue is confusing and tough because it's easy to steal from a book, right? Like, you know, you know how to steal, you know, whatever. But
yeah, Yara matey. But the other thing I was thinking about with the VTT is just like, how, like, could you import other shit? Like if you make something, right? Could you import it? Like how that process is going to work, or do you have to like? Is it only like the in-app editor and shit? Like, I don't know. Like, there's things about that I was also like,
Yeah, the implication is that it was easy to port your D&D Beyond characters into this VTT. Right. But that being said, is it literally just like the back end, like the Roll20 stuff? Like, okay, this is all the clicking and the whatever, which is the hard part, of course, but
I don't think there's going to be any important. Do you see how, like, because look how the quality of that was.
Right. That's the part that I was like,
I have no, and that's the thing, like,
Roll20 is so like, and it can be good, like kind of stripped down
exactly
from like the top down 2D. It's way easier to create like third party, you know, sprites and things for it. There's no fucking way. Like that 3D, and then it's a very specific. It looked pretty.
Yeah,
it's a very specific.
Yeah,
there was physics. So you see like the little minis would like wobble or something, like as if they're almost gonna topple over, and just, there's no import in that. It's all gonna be their shit. You buy their stuff or nothing. And
that's what I was like, because I mean, this is why they gotta
like
get
a
that shit to the
customizer, like to build your character. Like how is it just your character that you can have a little customization with, or can you build, you know? It would be cool to like play around with like monsters, to be like and you'd have to, there'd be like templates to it too, but it's like, I'm gonna create an adult blue dragon with 2 heads,
right?
And that might not be something that automatically exists, but it's really easy. They could be like, okay, we can build you that mini virtually here, like just
because like my thing is, when you have like the people who can create like materials using, like, you know, they can make other sorts of adventures, other settings and stuff like that. If you're doing a virtual tabletop, I think you kind of open the gate to people who can like design exactly what you're talking about, like 2-headed dragons, or like the Frost Mage effect pack or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there are people who can like make these things and stuff like that. And I'm wondering now, like, even now I'm wondering more, like, is it strictly going to be like, you know, microtransaction for skins, flavor, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Or would there be like, I don't know about open source, would there be like a thing for you to like hey, I made
You're
this
like-
thing because I'm a coder and developer or whatever for my
it
thing.
seems like that's what they want, but they want to give you a worse cut than they were giving people before.
100%,
Even though
yeah.
you're doing more work because you're writing and porting it over to whatever this VTT thing is the assumption. So yeah, this looks even much like the presentation. This looks very much more than I even thought about the folks talking about it, which is fine. Again, you know, I know some of these people, they're very cool. So not doing shade. I'm more giving shade at the organizers, but whatever. They got people hyped for their shit. Whatever. They spend a lot of money on it. Yeah, I have to assume everyone's focusing on the virtual tabletop stuff, which is wild because they announced 35 books. And like, do you know what books they announced? Like, if we did a pop quiz
fast.
around, right?
Yeah.
Like, it is kind of interesting that the
I know Josh is just trying to figure out which one was speaking before, and then
yeah, like, all right. As soon as it ends, I know which one's which. Okay, wait, what? I missed everything.
Yeah.
Those like black obelisk things have been in like all the books, and I have seen people for years try to figure out what the deal is, and they just announced they're doing something with it with like the least amount of fanfare on the planet. It was 8 seconds. Something these people have spent millions of dollars figuring out, right? Like in the background. And that kind of pisses me off a little bit. Like that this is where I mean, you can argue that a tease is a tease and that's fine and whatever, but still, it's kind of like
maybe they haven't actually figured out. They're just throwing it out there. It's like, yeah, we'll figure it out. We're gonna.
Well,
do
it sounds
something.
like they're doing a what's I'm looking for? A starter adventure with it. So like this entire big thing that they've been setting up is going to be another box set essentials kit teaching people how to play the game again, as opposed to like a genre defining like cross story connected campaign. It could be both, but again, we didn't hear anything, and you basically said like what he said, like it was like this. He mentioned Fandelver again. I want to say. I think. I don't remember, but
yeah.
Well, any other thoughts here, my friends?
Roll dice, get bitches. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
No, they kept showing that shot of the mimic from the movie, and I'm like, that tongue they gave that thing. There's gonna be some art of that
baby
on the internet.
Listen, there are already mimic fuckers out there. I've seen it.
A mimic could be anything. It doesn't have to be a chest. It's
I've seen fleshlight mimics.
Yeah, baby. And mimics, you can make friends with them. I mean, they're just hungry, but they're creatures. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have wants and needs. It's not a big deal. Am I right?
Yeah. There is some thing I saw. I think it may have been like somebody made like a sub class for some spellcaster or whatever, but like you could have a mimic as like maybe it was a ranger one. You can have like a mimic that you could like turn, like it would turn into things for you, and so you had like your little pet mimic as a ranger.
That's cute. Hell yeah. Well, hopefully there'll be some of these follow up. Maybe they'll spell out what the new books are, but it's just so clearly a marketing event as opposed to a marketing event and a hype event, which is whatever, not a big deal. I'm disappointed, but again, like we said, maybe it was our fault.
What was the singing cat boy animation video actually pushing? Because everything was a revenue stream.
That was just teaching you how to play.
Teaching you how to play. Yeah.
Well, not how to play, but like
I was mesmerized.
Putting in the Patsy's a cat boy. He's gone.
Yeah, Pat loves a cat boy.
So like I think overall this stream is to show you how cool and accessible D&D is. Like all of this is like trying to get new players, which is fine and good. We do want that, right? But this happens sometimes when a brand is so obsessed with getting new users that they quote unquote neglect their previous users. And it is a little like, the sky is falling to say that because this didn't focus on previous users, then that means more than it means. That being said, I think we know that they want to create a new market, a revenue stream with a virtual tabletop, and so part of the way they're going to do that is to make it as easy to get onto that thing as possible.
Yeah.
And the harder people to convince are people that don't play. You know, us sickos, we're probably going to be into it no matter what, even though I really like freaking Pathfinder.
Yeah, I think because you said what are they pushing, the idea that the movie might also bring in people who don't play.
Yeah,
I think that was also in anticipation of like, oh look, here's a cute little cat boy dancing for you to interest you in. Like you do whatever you want.
It's like you can be a cat. You can be a cat boy.
You can be a cat.
Like a
I'm
real
gonna play
cat
boy in your next game, Pat, and just stress you out the whole time.
Yeah. Do you think like this is really going against the rights conversation about like gender transition therapy and things like that, and how they say that in schools there's litter boxes for kids. So do you think that this was Hasbro's ways to saying trans rights are humans' rights? And even though we don't think that Catboys are really happening in Wisconsin schools, maybe they are. Let's go around.
Maybe they are. The Catboy did have like thigh-high stockings on. I saw. So
yo, let's hear it.
Maybe they are taking a stand. Maybe they're like, look, bitch.
I mean,
Catboys can wear stockings too.
Yeah, Catboys are valid. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. It was fun. I'm glad we did it, and I'm curious about what some of the products are down the road. Yeah.
Tim, we should move back to Tuesdays with the stream. Look at this delightful audience we got here.
Yeah, where are you guys on Thursdays?
Damn! They're probably working, Tim. They're probably working.
Yo, what's up? Get 'em! Yeah, if you like us talking about D&D, what if we actually played D&D during the day? That everyone's like, no, I'm free from noon to 1. 2? No, I'm busy.
I mean, so busy. Yeah,
I'm so busy.
If moving it up an hour or two, it helps. I mean,
what do you want us to do? Please, I'll do anything. Do we need to be Catboys? Do I need to put my feet up? Do I need to be like? Do I need my titties out? Do I need to like have a standing desk but the camera still at the same spot? You know what I'm saying? I'll do it. I'll do it.
Just wear sweatpants and no underwear.
I'm sorry, my arms aren't big enough for you. I'll get them bigger.
Yeah, damn. I have been trying to objectify Pat harder and harder for you guys.
Yeah,
and
Pat resists it at every turn.
Well,
Tim,
I mean, if you all show up and will Tim do calf flexes, I don't put you on the spot. I'll ask you if we get enough people.
Sure.
Or like a hype train.
Yeah. Sure. Well, hype trains are easy to get. I need numbers.
If we get enough people, I'll do TikToks of me learning how to be a pro wrestler.
Okay. Hell yeah. Yeah. Every Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. Eastern, except for the next 2 Thursdays, probably. Definitely not this week. Maybe next week. Maybe.
We'll see.
The dead chicken.
Let's go.
Yeah, there he goes.
Let's go. One sub, one flex.
Yes.
They might be talking about the books now, but whatever. Bye.